Well, good evening, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. It is hump day, and we sit 22 days, 2 hours, 15 minutes, and 30 seconds away from kickoff against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And we had heard earlier today, a few hours ago, La'el Collins had something going on with his neck or shoulder, was looked at by trainers, was on the sidelines with them looking at it and so on. And apparently this is not a injury to worry about. And because, let's be clear, man, I don't want to see any undrafted rookie free agents starting protecting my quarterback this year. I need La'el Collins to be ready to rock and roll. I need Tyron Smith. I need that offensive line to be stout to get to where we want to be. Kellen Moore basically put the players on notice that our goals are to be the numero uno offense in the NFL. And to do that, you're going to need that offensive line to stay intact. So we have some news here, of course. Like I said, La'el Collins seems to be okay. We don't have to worry about him, thank goodness. But Dak Prescott. If you listen to the pundits, the talking heads, the Skip Bayless, Dak got to be out there, man. Oh, yeah, it's been rusty and this. Okay, you know what? I'm okay without my quarterback going out there. If he's not 100%, there is no reason to just say we're going to stick him out there because it's a preseason game and he needs work. We're better off with the 17-game schedule, which is long. It's a long, long season. And make no mistake about it, Garrett Gilbert is played, decent, but that's not Dak Prescott. And it looks like Garrett Gilbert will get his third start of the preseason. When you think about Dak Prescott just beginning to throw on Friday last week, limited, as well as, this week thus far, you haven't seen him working out with the number ones. The chances seem to be that he's just not going to play at this one. And in fact, head coach Mike McCarthy told reporters on Wednesday there's a good chance his quarterback doesn't play in the preseason as he continues to recover from a shoulder strains. We'll just continue throwing regimen and keep building up to the volume, McCarthy added. So, again, it's Wednesday, it's hump day. You're talking about playing Saturday. To go ahead and say, oh, we're going to put you out there and play, and you're still building up reps, I'm not sure that that's going to be the thing. Now, here's the thing that's crazy, because things do change in the NFL rather quickly. It almost had my head spinning yesterday when I got out of therapy and I saw about Jamal Adams. That Jamal Adams and the Seattle Seahawks were so far apart that there was no chance in hell that they were going to get a deal, that it was going to be literally, he was going to be franchise tagged after his rookie contract went down, and they'd franchise tag him a second time, because the numbers are so low. And then, of course, they were saying Jamal Adams is trying to get his designation changed to a linebacker. That way he can get more money on a franchise tag. And it sounded completely ugly. That was 1 o'clock. By the time I got back to my house at 2 o'clock, he had signed a $70 million contract. It was just like, how did that happen? So I'm not going to say that Dak Prescott doesn't play. However, I look at somebody like Zeke Elliott. And I may be wrong on this, but I think the only preseason action Zeke Elliott has ever had was his rookie year. They look at it and say, you're a running back. We know what shape you're in. We want to save as many of those carries, off of you as we can and save it for when it matters. And I feel the same thing about Dak Prescott. I mean, you think about Amari Cooper coming in the middle of the season and immediately picking it up with Dak Prescott. They just clicked. I don't think we're going to have an issue with Dak Prescott and these guys clicking because there's familiarity. All of these guys have been with Dak for several years, except for CD, only 5 games, but still. CD's out there catching passes from everybody. I don't care if it's Ben DiNucci or Cooper Rush or Double G. That guy's a stud. And Dak Prescott will be able to find them and be able to hum the ball to them. So that's not a worry for me. I know, of course, the Skip Baylesses of the world, he's got to play and everything else. But here's the reality. Most of your quarterbacks, usually, Aaron Rodgers and things like that, I know Tom Brady does, But Tom Brady doesn't have to worry about getting hit because Tom Brady doesn't have to worry about getting hit. But I would rather Dak Prescott be able to start the season 100% healthy than to say we're going to throw him out here and he ends up straining that shoulder because he's really trying to, shut up the doubters, and ends up hurting that shoulder even more. So we're not going to see Dak this weekend. Now, what's interesting though, in Eastside Herald, maybe you can answer this for me, because I'm sitting there trying to understand how Deshaun Watson is buried on the depth chart. Deshaun Watson is listed right now as the 4th quarterback. 4th quarterback. Deshaun Watson as the 4th quarterback? Ben DiNucci is the 4th quarterback for us. Cooper Rush is the 3rd string quarterback. You're telling me that Deshaun Watson is literally down there that low? That's kind of wow. That's all I can say on that one. That one kind of blows my mind away. That's where we are with that situation. So don't expect to see the Cowboys offense completely together until the season opener against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm okay with that. I did have another point that I wanted to bring up, and now I can't remember what it was. But later on, I'll be talking about Keanu O'Neal as well as Malik Hooker. It was kind of interesting to me. I put a video up 3 days ago and said that the Dallas Cowboys may have the biggest free agent bargain or steal of 2021 in Keanu O'Neal. And when you look at Keanu O'Neal, the way he's been playing and everything else, and the fact that he's only making $2 million, that looks really, really like a good move. That's the move that kind of makes Jalen Smith's head kind of spin and kind of helps kick him down the depth chart. But we may also have another one that we're going to have to start looking at too, and I can't wait to see him play this week, and that's Malik Hooker. Malik Hooker in practice yesterday had that pick 6, which looks great, even though we're talking about practice. We'll see what happens when the regular season gets here, but I think that come the end of the year, we're going to look differently at this defense, and we're going to look at our scouting department and saying they did a good job as far as free agency goes. But we'll see. I'll go into more detail a little bit later. I got the dogs up here barking. I don't know. Somebody must be here. And I'll catch you guys in a little bit. All right. Peace.